All right, guys. So this portion of class is going to be you guys working on that rising sophomore schedule piece, okay? On your schedule worksheet for your sophomore year. So last time in class, we went over a slideshow together to get you some information. Today, we're going to go over some more information, and then you're going to fill out that form the best you can. And then for B Day, right? So on Monday, right here, you guys will meet with your sophomore counselor to finalize things, okay? All right, the first thing, if you hold on, I have a kid that is interrupting me real quick. Hey, Sam, hold on just a second, okay? You can come downstairs. Just hold on. Okay, I'm not restarting. You guys are just gonna have to deal with it. If you are in the Academy of Medical Sciences, your counselor, Mr. Niederklein, has already started your schedule for you. He's already actually done your schedule for you in student view and course request. Okay. The other counselors, I don't believe, have done this. All right. So it's just for medical sciences. If that is you, you need to go into student view and course requests and look to see what he has done for you. Okay. Now, that does not mean that what he has in there is set in stone and that it's going to be that way forever. Okay. So, like an example, yesterday I had a kid that took food and nutrition. I had a kid that took food and nutrition this year for freshman year. And so Mr. Niederklein put them in culinary for sophomore year, but they didn't want to do culinary. Okay. Well, they don't have to do culinary. Okay. It's an elective and they didn't want to, they don't have to. So they put down that they wanted to do something different and they'll have that conversation with him when they meet with him. Okay. So this is just a guideline. Most of it'll be accurate. You might have to change some stuff. So if you're in medical sciences, you need to log in and look at this. Okay. The rest of you, you can log in, but it's not going to look like this because your counselor hasn't done anything with it yet. Sure. Okay. Um, when you fill out this form, I would use pencil, okay? Um, because you're gonna probably want to make changes to it after you talk to your counselor, and that will make it a little bit easier. So I would use pencil, okay? Let's see here. It is not ideal for me to not be there with you guys today while you're filling it out because I can't answer your questions. Um, However, I just want you to do the best you can. Okay. Keep in mind English, social studies, math, science, and pathway. You have to take those 5 classes. It's just a matter of what you choose. Your foundations course will be decided for you. So when you fill this form out, you can just write foundations. Okay. It's already decided for you based off your academy or pathway designation. For English, social studies, and science, you're choosing if you want the base course or the AP course. And then for math, it kind of depends on where you're at right now. If you're in English, or I'm sorry, Algebra 1 this year, you're going to take geometry or geometry honors next year. If you're in geometry honors this year, you're going to take Algebra 2 or Algebra 2 honors. The rare instances where we have a couple of students that are in Algebra 2 honors this year, you will likely take pre-calc or pre-calc honors next year, but you need to talk to your counselor about that when you meet with them. Okay. So that's kind of what it looks like. Okay. Um, Math, we just talked about honors. It's not a weighted GPA, but it does look great on your transcript. And excuse me, it does push you a little bit harder in class and it'll get you further along. Okay. And so if honors is something that you think you are interested in, that's a great opportunity for you to do that. In math, AP, we don't have many students that are able to handle all 3 of those AP courses that we're offering, okay, with English 2, biology, and world history. So it kind of depends on what you think you can handle, maybe what your parents or brother or sister think you can handle if they've gone through it. and kind of what your long-term goals are, right? And how that factors into that. So you can have that conversation with your counselor and see which AP courses, if any, you want to take. But you likely will not take all three. I think we probably have less than 10% of kids on our island that will take all three. Okay. So really be careful about which ones you're choosing there. Okay. All right. Your electives. You will take 3 electives in addition to your 5 courses that you already have to take, and then you'll select an alternate. Okay. So you may be taking Spanish, and maybe if you're in medical sciences, medical terminology will be one of your classes. And then maybe you're in percussions. Okay. There's your 3 electives right there. And then you'll select an alternate at the bottom. For if you cannot get into one of those 3 classes. Okay. If you're taking weights, okay. So if you're going to be an athlete your sophomore year, no, no, not right now. If you're going to be an athlete your sophomore year and you're going to play a sport and you're going to be in advanced weight training, okay, that's 2 of your electives right there for A day and for B day. So you only need to, or only get to, need to, however you want to look at that, select one more elective. And for many of you, that might be Spanish, okay, Spanish 2. And so then you're already done. And then you just need to select an alternative. Where it gets a little tricky is for like our medical sciences kids. You are recommended very much so to take medical terminology. But if you're in weights and you want to take Spanish, then that makes it impossible to get everything on your schedule. Okay. And so you're going to have to talk to your counselor on what they recommend for that regarding I'm in weights and I want to take Spanish and I need medical terminology. How can I do this? Okay. So you need to talk to your counselor about that. Okay. If you're not in weights or if you're not in medical sciences, then you have quite a bit more freedom.
Daddy, okay. And what that and that T.
Yes, that's T for Taysom. Okay, stop. I'm almost done. Okay. World language. We already talked about that the other day, that you need 2 years of a world language if you're going to college. So you need to look at making sure that you get that taken care of. And then it does, in this slideshow that you guys have available to you in the announcements, it does have an example schedule for an athlete. And then it has an example schedule. So with the athlete, they have weights A day and B day. And then for the non-athlete, where they have 3 electives that are not the weights. Okay. So ultimately, you guys, what you need to do here, select which courses you have to take of those 5 and choose which option you want to take on the bottom. You check the little box on which one you want. You write it in on like this right here. You can see on the screen, you write it in up here. And then on the back is where your electives are, and you're going to plug in those electives and then write them in on your schedule. For weights, do not choose early bird. Okay. That is before school lifting. That is not for sophomores. And even if you are potentially going to lift during that time, like some of our football players, sophomores do, you'll still have a weights class during the day. And I can explain more how that works later on. But long story short, do not select early bird. Okay. All right. Good luck. If you have questions, you can email me and I will try to help you the best I can. Thanks, guys.